Thank you for listening to this episode of Changes Big and Small. This is your host, Demian. Changes Big and Small will help you take action in your life with intention and purpose. In each episode, I invite you to take action to build a life that you want. This is day 2 of the 5-part series on mastering the art of decision-making. In this episode, we're going to delve into the role of values in decision-making and how they can help you make choices that serve you in your life. Values are the guiding principles of what's important in how we live our lives. They shape our beliefs, our behaviors, and our priorities. They reflect the core of what truly matters to us, and we use them to measure fulfillment in our life. This makes values critical as part of the decision-making process. When we make decisions that align with our values, we tend to feel more fulfilled and satisfied with the outcomes. Identifying and clarifying your values is an important step in mastering the art of decision-making. That allows you to make choices that are in line with who you are and not what society expects or what your loved ones want you to do. There are various ways to identify and clarify your values. Reflecting on your childhood experiences, considering your core beliefs and principles, and examining your passions and interests can all provide insights into your values. An important lens is to ask yourself what truly matters to you and what you want to prioritize in your life. There are lots of quizzes on the internet that you can take. In Season 4, Episode 38, Dr. Karen Anderson-Abrell shared a resource that you can use to clarify your values. Our values guide our behaviors, or at least they should guide them. Sometimes we find that we're living in a state of dissonance, where the way that we act does not match the values that we say we have. That's a tough place to be, and you either need to change your values or your actions. Because really, your values should align with your actions. It should guide how you behave in the world, how you behave and show up in the world. So for example, if you value diversity and exposure to different cultures, that will affect where you choose to live. You'll likely choose a place where there are people of diverse backgrounds or belief systems. And that most likely means that you're going to live in a city because of greater access to cultural events, restaurants, and other forms of entertainment that cater to a diverse population. Growing up, first in St. Lucia and then later in Ottawa, I always lived in the countryside. Living in Ottawa, this meant that I rode the school bus to school and needed rides from my parents anytime I had to go anywhere. Eventually, I had to get a car to be able to get around. For the past few years, I decided to live in a place that's walkable and with great public transportation because I value the efficiency, environmental mindedness, and cost effectiveness of mass transportation. And I also like being able to walk around my neighborhood and get to know it really well. Safety is another important value for me in choosing where to live. This has made Prague a winner. I live in the city and I have access to great public transport. I can walk around my neighborhood and I can feel safe doing that. Once you have a clear understanding of your values, you can use them as a compass to guide your decision-making process. When faced with choices, you can evaluate how each option aligns with your values and make sure that the way you act matches your values. Knowing your values are important in deciding where to work, how and whom to date, where to live, how often you call your parents, all of those small and big decisions. In Season 4, Episode 42, Blaze Greener talked about how his values changed over time. This happens to all of us. So it's important to realize that your values may evolve, and that means you may need to reassess them and update them as you go through your life. When you're beginning your career, you may value money over job security. But when you have a mortgage and a family, you may decide job security is more important, or not. You may still decide that money is. But the point here is that in different stages of life, your values may change. Some people like to do a values exercise once a year or more to make sure that their actions remain in alignment with their values. Your first invitation this episode is to get some clarity around your values. You can listen to one of the 2 episodes I share, and you can also find many great resources online. But if all you do is listen to this episode, here are some questions to get you started. Reflect on them or journal about them to help you clarify your values. 1. What makes you happy? 2. What do you enjoy doing? 3. What makes you feel fulfilled or proud? 4. What motivates you to take action? Once you've answered these questions, look through your answers for common themes and patterns. What answers connect together to identify a value? Remember that a value is a guiding principle for you of what's important in how you live your life. Once you have your list of values, select the 3 that are most important to you in the context of a decision that you're facing. Remember, you wrote down a few decisions yesterday that you're facing? Choose one of those for this exercise. Reflect on why those values matter to you and how well they align with your desired results. Share your values with us by tagging Changes Big and Small on Instagram or email me, contact@changesbigandsmall.com. By making decisions that align with your values, you live a more fulfilling life. That's it for this episode. In the next episode, we'll explore some decision-making frameworks. Tune in for more tips and strategies on mastering the art of decision-making. Thank you for listening to this episode of Changes Big and Small. If you've enjoyed listening to this episode, please leave a review wherever you're listening to the podcast. This helps other people find the show. Remember that until the end of this month, I have a special promotion. If you go to changesbigandsmall.com/free and sign up to get my 10 quick, easy tips to get unstuck, I will also offer you a free 30-minute session with me for one-on-one coaching on a topic of your choice. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Remember, change begins with one small step. Let's make it a great week.